what to do, wanting so much more, but aimless and confused. Healing takes time, and we've tried enough rhymes, we've danced enough rhythms to know a change in the wind or a curve in the road eventually, inevitably shows. To hold on, you have to let go. To let go, you have to hold on, trusting that maybe it might be, hopefully it's true, that even in the bad there's a good coming. Even in the hurtful lies there's some helpful truth. Even in the dark there's a light shining through. Even in the bad there's a good coming. Handled, abandoned, and bruised, expecting true love, getting only abuse. It's violence on the mind when you're shamed enough times, searing mistrust on the heart. I set my intentions, steady my gaze. Healing calls, but is it too late? Hosanna, 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 Hosanna. Praying for rescue, redemption. I need to know right now that even in the bad there's a good coming. Even in the hurtful lies there's some helpful truth. Even in the dark there's a light shining through. Even in the bad there's a good coming. A good coming. A good coming. A good coming. That was my song called Even in the Bad, and welcome to this time together today. I'm Heather Lynn, and this is Live with Heather Lynn, and today I wanted to acknowledge some things that are happening in our world, because there has been far too much silence from spiritual leaders, and I have been holding in my heart survivors of all kinds of abuse, especially with the revelations of the Epstein files. And I don't know how much you have seen of that. You can inform yourself, do some research. But I will say it is horrific. It is horrendous. It is striking so many of us with grief. And I know for a lot of survivors of any kind of abuse, and especially survivors of sexual abuse and exploitation, this is a really hard, heavy time. And so, as someone who is in that world of spiritual teaching and self-help with what we do here on this channel, I wanted to simply acknowledge it, because I am feeling that a lot of the teachers that I respect and that I listen to have been silent, especially as one very esteemed teacher named Deepak Chopra it's been revealed that he is in the Epstein files, and it's not looking good at all. So this is a time when a lot is being revealed, And a lot is shocking, and a lot is bringing up grief and pain and sorrow and re-traumatizing. I know actual victims and survivors in the Epstein files are being re-traumatized. And then I think of people near and dear to me who I know have their own stories, and I've walked beside them through it. And so I'm actually bringing you today not a polished talk. I'm speaking to you from my heart. And I'm bringing out some songs that I actually don't perform very often because they're very serious songs and they're very sorrowful songs. But one thing that we know in this community is that songs hold space for every state of our existence. As human beings, we experience so much, and we experience the heights of joy and happiness and bliss, and we also experience the sorrows and the griefs and the traumas. And the only way through those, the only way to healing is to hold space for them, to be present to them. And I know that I probably will not say just exactly the right thing for everyone who hears this today. I probably won't cover everything that needs to be said by everyone, because it's not possible, and one person can't do all of that. But I did want to acknowledge that this is the place we're in together as a nation, as a world. And we're being struck by these revelations in so many ways. And so I think the hope that I'm experiencing is that when anything that has been lurking in the murky shadows, anytime that's drawn into the light, that means that there's more honesty happening. There's more truth that's happening. And I want us to have the courage to face it with authenticity, with honesty, with truth-telling, and calling for accountability, and also remembering to love and show kindness to those who are experiencing more tenderness in these times. And that's probably all of us are experiencing a lot more tenderness in these times. So I have 4 songs for you today. They're all original. This next one is a simple medicine song from my musical Apothecary album. It's called Healing Come. It's a song that began to come to me in the shower when I was processing, I don't even remember now. It was something in my life that I was inviting healing into. And this is something that we get to do, right? Unfortunately, usually those who have mistreated us or harmed us or traumatized us, it would be a special gift if they did participate in the healing. It would be such a beautiful thing if they took responsibility, did the appropriate making of amends, apologizing, providing us closure, or something like that. When that happens, that is a wonderful thing that I would always welcome. And I also am well aware that in many situations, the folks who are perpetrators are unable to look at the reality of the harm that they've caused, and often can't give us that. And so even though the harm that's been done to us is never our fault, so many survivors, especially of sexual abuse, feel so much shame about what has been done to them, but it is never their fault. So that is not, that part we can't take responsibility for, but we get to take responsibility for our healing. We get to participate in our recovery. We get to call in healing. And I hope this song will invite us to trust that healing happens just as much, if not more, than the traumas we experience in life. That you and I get to be a part of healing for ourselves and for one another. And sometimes, even though we're not experts, maybe the only expertise I have about trauma is that I've experienced, right? I'm not a therapist, I'm not a trauma expert outside of that. But sometimes just holding space for someone, just listening, just allowing them to tell their story, to tell their truth, and to be heard and to be believed is a significant part of healing. So this is Healing Come. I invite you to take a posture of deep breathing if you'd like to. If you're standing, maybe just notice your feet connecting to the floor a little bit more, or if you're seated, Notice your connection to your seat. And as you breathe in, I invite you to lift tall, the crown of your head beaming towards the sky. And as you exhale, see your roots going down into the earth. Feel that support, the safety of the structure beneath you. You are held. You are loved. And healing comes. Healing come, healing come, healing come, healing come. For all the shame we've internalized in ourselves, in our bones, the patterns of our minds, breaking down that story to see divine glory in the mirror and in each other's eyes. Healing come, healing come, healing come, healing come. For all the wounds generations bear, family scars, hidden parts, and all that's unfair, could we hold each other and truths we uncover with loving kindness so we never more tear. Healing come, healing come, healing come, healing come. Healing come, healing come, healing come, healing come. That's my song, Healing Come. You can find it on Heather Lynn's musical Apothecary album. May healing come to our nation, to our world, to the individual lives, the Epstein survivors, and victims of all abuse, trauma, exploitation. Yes, may healing come. This next song I wrote, it's also on Heather Lynn's musical Apothecary album. It's called You're Not Alone. And again, it's not one I perform very often these days, but I brought it back out because it seemed just right for addressing what is happening in our world. And this one is especially for survivors. I wrote this chorus one day when I needed to hear these words: you're not alone. You're not forgotten. You are protected and provided for. I know sometimes you're screaming inside. I know sometimes it feels like such a fight, but you're not alone. You're not alone. I wrote that just for myself one day. And that's all the song was for about a year, maybe more. And I had an experience where I walked beside someone, metaphorically walked beside, really, I wept beside. I held a family member who I had known for a really long time and finally shared with me about a child abuse experience they had. They were sexually violated by a child care provider. And I remember how heavy it was, not only that this had happened to them and the pain of seeing them, how hurt they were, but they also took on the shame of sort of the cover-up of it, of keeping it a secret, of kind of protecting the abuser. And I've been walking beside that person as they've been healing, as they've been, even in adulthood, realizing more of the impacts of them on attachment, on relationship. And it is just really serious when a child is abused. It is everybody's business to protect children from abuse, from sexual exploitation. It is everybody's business to care about the bodily autonomy and consent of a child. And that is part of what is so devastating as we're learning how egregious these sins against these children and survivors, how bad it really has been. And that it can be that bad in this world, even though we care, even though we seek to protect, even though we seek to do well by the people in our lives and nurture healthy community and healthy families. And the starting point to healing is acknowledgement. It is grieving it. It is crying it out. It is opening up to another story, a new possibility. And we get to support each other in that. So this song is You're Not Alone. I haven't sung it in a while, but it means so much to me to share it with you today. And I hope that you might share this with someone else who is grieving, maybe someone else you know who is a survivor. And I hope maybe if you're someone here today who is supporting a survivor, I want to invite you to really not put too much pressure on yourself to have the answers, but really have the patience to listen and hold space and simply be a loving presence and let them know that you believe them. Because I think that is really key to letting them know that they're not alone. And if you are a survivor today and you're watching, I want you to know that I believe you. You're not alone. You're not forgotten. You are protected and provided for. I know sometimes You're screaming inside. I know sometimes it feels like such a fight, but you're not alone. You're not alone. Let me hold you now as you sob it out. Let me hear you reason till your eyes are as dry as your mouth. Let me fold my arms around you and your open, wounded heart. You're coming back together while you're falling apart. You're not alone. You're not forgotten. You are protected and provided for. I know sometimes you're screaming inside. I know sometimes it feels like such a fight, but you're not alone. You're not alone. Dark, heavy, late at night, cloud in those blue, bloodshot eyes. Let's get you back to bed, tuck you in tight. Dawn is coming soon, bringing shameless sunrise. You're not alone. You're not Inviting you to take a deep breath. You're not alone. There's a beautiful recording of it on Heather Lynn's musical Apothecary album. I'd invite you to check that out if that speaks to you, or if you know someone who may benefit from hearing it. Share a link with them, their favorite streaming service, or purchase and download it from Bandcamp, and thank you for that. I hope that it really is medicine for your soul and for those you love. Thank you for honoring this space today. Thank you for allowing me and this team to journey with you. Thank you for being part of this community. And I would love to hear your reflections in the chat, in the comments. I would love to hear the hopes in your heart. I would love to hear your gratitudes and your griefs, if you would like to share them. And we will acknowledge them as soon as we can. And just want you to know that we lift those things up in our hearts with you. We celebrate with you. We grieve with you. And all of that matters. So thank you for your presence and allowing us to be part of your journey today. I do have one more song to wrap up, and just want to say before that you're welcome to come back for more of these videos. We premiere every week, and we're so grateful to our Patreon community for supporting them. We'd love to welcome you to be part of that community of like-minded people who simply believe in the power, the transformative power of music and message to bring hope, healing, and to uplift humanity in these times and always. So thank you so much for being a part of this movement in that way. The final song I want to share with you today is called What Can Love Create? And it is co-written by my friend Steve Bassett from the 9 Beats Collective. He wrote these lyrics and I wrote the music. And I wanted to leave us with inviting and inspiring our imaginations, and even remembering the very tangible, real examples in our lives of how love has created something beautiful that wasn't there before. How love can take what is withering, wilty, maybe not the most beautiful thing, and turn it into something wonderful with nurturance, with care, with presence. So maybe that's something that we could think about during this song, if you'd like to share that in the comments. Where have you seen love show up and create something new and beautiful and hopeful and healing? And then further, how can you and I be part of that this week and in our lives, in our journeys? How can we be channels of that love, that grace?
Unsettling tenderness softens something brittle inside. Never saw myself as beautiful until today. Open hidden doors, oh, what can love create that wasn't there before today? Eyes of hope see futures in this beaten frame. Your unshakable trust in me flowers into promise inside. Never knew it could feel so intimate to hear my name. Open hidden doors, oh, what can love create that wasn't there before today? Oh, what can love create that wasn't today.
Much love, everyone. See you again in the next video.